friends met up for coffee and dessert. Each friend got a medium drink and 2 cupcakes, and one friend bought a mug for $12. The friend who bought the mug paid for their order, and the total was $29. So if a medium cup of coffee costs $3.50, use the lines at the right to write an equation. There's our task. To solve for C, the cost of a cupcake. So they also identified our variable for us. So what goes in the lines? Allison?
So for the first one, you got to do $3.50, and
Good.
then for the second one, you have to do C. And then
Just C?
C2, because each of them bought 2.
no,
2C.
2C.
no C. They're multiplying by 2 already. It's just
No, 2C.
It's just C because you're already multiplying by 2.
Come on, guys, one at a time.
Oh, wait,
Asher.
Come on, you're already multiplying by 2. Look
wait.
right there.
Wait, yeah, each friend.
Yeah, I said C.
Oh, 2 friends and then each of them.
Well, then how come you wrote C?
2C. Because it's 4 cupcakes total.
So good, guys. What does that parentheses tell us? The parentheses says, here's the group of what we're doing. So each of the two friends got 1 drink and 2 cupcakes, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
So then the next line would be
Then it would be
12. And what does that one represent?
The mug.
The mug. And then we have the equals, and that one says,
$29.
which is what?
Which is the total.
The total for everything. Make sense? Okay. So next, distribute and combine like terms on the left. So you have 2 things. And the left is just saying the left side of the equation. So first we're going to distribute. Again, that's where our arrows come in. I will say I'm really disappointed at the lack of arrows that I'm seeing on most people's homework. Guys, is that hard to do?
Yes.
Really? To draw an arrow to Neil, that's hard?
Maybe, no.
Shouldn't be.
I can do the line, this is the triangle.
Okay?
My dad eats
Guys, the reason that's going to become important, there's 2 reasons it's going to become important. Reason number 1, we're going to end up with more than 2 terms inside the parentheses. Number 2, sometimes they're going to go like this on you. And they're going to put it on the other side. If they put it on the other side and you're not understanding that whole distribution piece, it's going to become difficult for you. So now that we've done that, so let's go ahead and do it. 2 times 350 is going to give me $7. 2 times 2C is going to give me 4C. Plus our $12 equals $29. Oh, wow, look at this. I've rewritten everything. Did I just do the distributive and then immediately go to the next thing, or did I write it all down?
You wrote it all down.
So what do you think I expect out of you?
You write it all down.
Why do I expect that out of you? Because I'm really mean and I want to make you do a lot of unnecessary work?
Yeah.
So you keep track. So you keep track of what
Mike, can you say that one out loud?
So you can understand what's happening.
So you can understand what's happening. Guys, and you're going to see this, especially in today's lesson. There's so much going on. You are going to lose track of it if you do not rewrite it all. I am not asking you to do extra work. I swear to you. I'm asking you to keep your thoughts organized, keep your math organized, so you can get to the solution. Okay, our next type is combining like terms. So the ones that are the same go together. Anything else gets rewritten. Now that we're down to just our 2 terms on the left and our solution on the right, now we can start our solution process. The opposite of adding 19 is
subtracting 19.
subtracting 19. I do that from both sides. And guess what? I rewrite anything I haven't done yet. 4C equals 10. Now we can do our second step. What the opposite of multiplying by 4 is? Dividing by 4. These are going to go away. C equals $2.50. So, solve for C. What do we say? Each cupcake costs $2.50. Was there anything really hard in any of this?
No.
Okay, I'll be honest, I really like today's lesson because it's kind of bringing everything together. We're going to do fractions, we're going to do decimals, we're going to do distributive property, we're going to do combining like terms. So there's a lot of pieces going into today's work. But it all starts with our basis for how do we solve this. So given the example, what was the first thing we had to do? Why? Okay, so but why does that make that first?
Because you need to get the total amount of everything.
Because of Gemma, order of operations. Order of operations says I have to do the multiplication before I do any addition or subtraction. That's why we have to do the distributive property first, because that's multiplying, meaning we have to distribute it out. Yes?
Was saying pandas, would pandas also be correct?
Gemma?
Parentheses.
Pretty much the same thing.
But grouping symbols there, we got brackets and other.
But do you not remember that lesson last year, Jack?
Yeah, I've held on to that.
So it's Gemma now, not PEMDAS?
Grouping
Oh,
symbols,
yeah, we got 6th grade.
multiplication.
What a gem.
Yeah, we got 6th grade in Mr.
Eats many apples with her dad.
Okay, so quick mini lesson. There's room here if you want to write it. Gemma is the new version of PEMDAS. Okay? The reason being, G is grouping symbols. It is more than just parentheses. So the reason we had to switch it is this is actually misleading for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, it's not just parentheses. It's any grouping symbol. It can be parentheses, it can be brackets, it can be a division bar. These are all types of grouping symbols. That's your first step. Your second one stayed the same, exponents. So that one is the same. The next one changed. Because if you look at PEMDAS, it looks like I do all multiplying before I do all division. Is that correct?
No.
No. Because M means multiply and divide from left to right. So it doesn't matter if it's multiplication or division. Whichever one comes first, you do first. Under PEMDAS, if you did not understand that these are actually grouped, you would get it wrong if you multiplied before you divided. And same with that last step. The A is add and subtract from left to right. Again, under PEMDAS, if you didn't understand that those are grouped, that you do them all left to right, it looks like you should do all addition before you do all subtraction. That is wrong. Addition, subtraction goes left to right. It's just one step. So Gemma, the idea behind Gemma was trying to consolidate and make it actually more meaningful than PEMDAS.
So you're saying this doesn't have meaning?
Yes. It has meaning, but it is incorrect. It is not accurate.
So the whole time we did reading wrong.
Well, as long as your teacher presented it properly and made sure you understood parentheses included more than just parentheses, that it's all grouping symbols, and as long as they understood your multiplication and division are actually grouped from left to right, then you're still okay. The problem is, if you follow PEMDAS strictly like it is inaccurate. I do not do all multiplication before I do all division. Jack, question?
If it's wrong.
Why did they teach it?
Yeah, why would they teach it?
Yeah, in 5th grade I still learned it.
Yeah.
Two things. Number 1, it goes way back. It's been taught that way for a very long time, and it's really difficult to make changes. And the second is, as long as it was taught properly, it does work, but you have to understand multiplication and division is one step. But when you look at the acronym itself, that doesn't necessarily stand out. Okay? Yes.
Do brackets or parentheses?
Normally parentheses go, normally what you'll see is brackets are going to be the outer grouping symbol and parentheses come to the inside.
What's that one little
So
square
that's a
between-
normal. Okay, now back to today's problem. So we distribute first, and then what are we going to do? Combine our like terms if necessary. And then finally, what are we going to do? Solve. And then, in Maya's defense, I would add, simplify if needed. Okay, is this making sense so far? Okay? Good, I'm glad it's making sense so far. I will also state, guys, you've got to get your operator, your signed positive, negative. You've got to understand your operational rules for adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing. And again, it's really important to me that you guys start thinking this as a negative sign, not a subtraction sign. It's going to make everything a lot easier if you can start making that transition. So first step, we do our arrows. Make sure we understand what all we're multiplying. Negative 4 times negative 6x, that's, we multiply first, that gives us 24. Negative, negative, they love each other, it's positive. Negative 4 times a positive 1, that's going to be 4. Negative, positive, they hate each other, so it's subtraction. Subtract 8 equals 12. I still need to combine like terms, so I have two constants in this one. So I need to rewrite 24x. Negative 4, negative 8, they're the same. That means they like each other. They add up. It's still negative 12. Now we're ready to start solving. The opposite of subtracting 12 is adding 12. So I'll add 12 to both sides. These go away. 24x equals 24. We're on to our last step. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I divide both sides by 24. Those become 1s. Those become 1s. And my solution is x equals 1. Interesting, that's the second class I've had that. Does that mean x equals x? Well, technically, x always equals x. It can't be anything but itself. But we can define what x equals, and x equals 1.
X
No.
does not mean 1. X can be any
X
number.
it has a coefficient of 1,
Okay, so then it's equal 1 plus
but not that it equals 1.
So basically, so Mr. Moore, basically,
Hold on.
we could have done this whole this whole problem without the x because it equaled 1.
Once we solved it, yes, now you know that.
So
Well, you still need to know, though,
6
if you
times,
don't know what that value is.
yeah, but if it's just 6 times 1, it's just going to be 6. So
Yes.
we could just do it without the x.
But what if the question was
The
to find
problem
what
is
X
if that value changes, then this number would also change, because your output changes when your input changes. That's the dependent and independent variables.
Yeah, but it wouldn't affect anything if we just times 1.
In this case, but you didn't know that until you solved.
Yeah, but after we solve, we could just infer that.
But now, the nice thing is, and here's what I would like to see you guys
So we can
doing,
check our words.
especially because most of you have really good number sense, that you can now put 1 back in and say, okay, negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5 times negative 4 gives me a positive 20. 20 minus 8 is 12. So you can do a quick check and say, did that actually work? Okay? Any questions on what we've covered so far? Good. So, no, there's no questions. We have some chances for you guys to start showing that you understand it. We got 2 problems due on the bottom of the page. I'll give you guys about 3 minutes. Okay, here's where the whole arrow piece really comes in, guys. The distributive property is not always going to be the first thing listed in the problem, so you have to be able to find it and make sure you're doing that part of the math first. You're going to rewrite anything you haven't done. So I'm not doing it with 4 yet, so I rewrite that. 2 times x gives me 2x. Positive 2, negative 8. That means I'm multiplying, it gives me 16. Opposites hate each other, so it's negative. Equals 44. I still need to do my combining. I have 4 and a negative 16. Opposite signs, that means they fight. the big guy wins. So it's going to be 2x minus 12 equals 44. Once we're down to just a algebraic expression and a constant, we can begin the solving process. The opposite of subtracting 12 is adding 12. So 2x equals 52. The opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So x equals 26. Again, most of you guys have good enough math skills.
26?
That's 28.
It's not 52,
56.
Oh, it's because I rewrote that one wrong. 44.
See, we got 56.
Good.
Come on.
Although it took you guys an awfully long time, I'm to the end before you realized I wrote 40 instead of 44.
I wasn't even paying attention. That was the problem.
You guys talking and I'm talking all the time.
What?
Yeah,
Especially you, Maya.
Yeah, I just weren't paying attention.
Why are you roasting Maya?
Why not?
Oh.
I don't have enough time left to do it. Guys, here's the second part of this. Again, most of you guys especially have good enough number sense. You should be able to do your check mentally. So you can do it very quickly. I substitute in, which if you guys let me do that, I would have found I was wrong. But 28 minus 8 gives me 20. 20 times 2 is 40. Add 4 gives me 44. So that checks. Had we done the 26, we would have realized very quickly that that was not correct. So do that quick mental check. At the very least, if you want to write it out, that's even better. But you should at least do a quick mental check, especially when the numbers are easy enough to do mentally. Okay, our next one. Now our distribution begins at the beginning. So, negative 3, 2. So multiply first, that's a 6. Positive, negative, opposites, they hate each other. Negative 3, multiply first is 9. Negative times negative, they're the same, so they love each other. So it's now a plus. Plus 10p, I haven't done anything with that yet, so I'll rewrite that. Now we're combining our like terms. I have two that have a variable with them. Negative 6, positive 10. They're going to fight, so that becomes 4p. Plus 9 equals 39. Now we're ready to start solving. Here's our variable. The opposite of adding 9 is subtracting 9. These go away. 4p equals 30. Excuse me. The opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. These go away. P equals 7.5. So 7.5, whichever way you want to write it. So you do it again, that quick check. 7.5 doubled is 15. 15 minus 3 gives me 12. Times a negative 3 is a negative 36. 7 and 5 tenths times 10 gives me 75. 75 minus 36 equals 39. It works. Any questions on either of those? Okay, let's turn it over. On the back side, you've got 3 more up top. Let's go and do those 3 together. I'll give you guys about 6 minutes. Okay, on this one, again, our first step is doing distributive property. So find where it is. Find the parentheses as your big clue. We're going to multiply that out first. If you need space to do the math, please do it to the side, not right underneath. See, a whole lot of you that are doing the work in there, and then you're losing track of what you're doing. Keep the space free so that as you're going down, you have the lines to rewrite each step with the new numbers. So on this one, I've got 1, 2, so this equals 4. So this becomes, we're not doing it with the 8, so I'm going to rewrite that. So that becomes 4x. And then 2/3 times 30. We got another reduction, it becomes 20. Guys, please stop. I have positive times positive, so that stays positive. Plus 20 equals 80. I now combine my like terms, so that becomes 4x plus 28 equals 80. We're now ready to start our solution process. The opposite of adding 28 is subtracting 28. So I'm going to subtract 28 from both sides. 4x. Need to borrow. Gives me 52. Here's my x. Now I'm going to divide. Opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. These go away. X equals 13. You want to do a quick check? It's a little harder with the fraction, but you can. 6 times 13 is going to give me 78. 108 divided by 3 is 36. Times 2 is 72, plus 8 gives me 80, so that actually works. Our next one, and these are the ones that worry me the most with you guys, especially those of you that are still focused in on adding and subtracting instead of looking at integers. Okay? You need to realize this is a -4 out here. So for the rest of this part of the problem, you need to be treating that as a -4. I'm not doing anything with the 4x yet, so I'm going to rewrite that one. -4 times 7. Do the math first. 4 times 7 is 28. Negative times positive. They hate each other. That's going to be minus. Then I have a -4 times a -5. That's going to be 4 times 5 is 20. Negative times negative means they love each other, so it's positive, and that is an x term, equals -20. Doing our combining, we've got 20 and 4, so that becomes 24x minus 28 equals a -20. Here's our x. We can start our solution process. The opposite of subtracting 28 is adding 28. So I still now have my 24x. Opposite integers. This means that they're subtracting. So 28 minus 20 is going to give me 8. The big guy is positive, so my answer is positive. Here's my variable still down, so multiplying by 24 is dividing by 24. These go away. X equals 8 over 24. I can divide both those by 8. This is going to give me 1/3. So those of you that got, that went to the decimal, as a decimal it would be 3/10 repeated. Any questions on that one? Okay, our next one. Same deal. Start with our distributive property. -2.5 times 3 gives me a -7.5x. -2.5 times a -4 is going to give me a 10, but it's now positive, plus 5x, excuse me, 5x equals 32 and 5/10. Here's my same terms. I've got two types of x. -7.5 plus 5, they're opposites, so they're going to fight. Gives me -2.5x plus 10 equals 32 and 5/10. Now we're into our solution process. The opposite of adding 10 is subtracting 10. These go away. -2.5x equals 22 and 5/10. Here's my variable. The opposite of multiplying by -2 and 5/10 is dividing by -2 and 5/10. These go away. It becomes 1s. So now we need to do this math. 22 and 5/10 divided by 2 and 5/10. We need to get rid of our decimal. So that's going to go 9 times. Yep. So 225 gives me a 0. What?
2.5 times 4 equals.
Except for the 2.
Wait, no, I'm talking about the top.
X equals positive and negative means x equals not -9.
Oh, I forgot it was a negative. Oopsie.
Wait, what?
I'm still trying to figure out where Asher got lost.
Oh, I got lost at when we first did 2.5 times whatever equals 7.5.
Times x.
I found. I got 7.
2.5 times 3.
2.5 times 3?
I got.
I'll do the math for you. I did it mentally, I admit. I have 1 decimal place, that becomes 15. 7, 1 decimal place, 7 and 5/10.
Well, then I screwed up the whole thing.
Well, that happens when you make a math error, it will follow through. Okay, any other questions on that one? Okay, now, one of my favorite types. You guys actually get to figure out what the student did wrong. Welcome to my life.
Oh.
Okay, so figure out what the student did wrong, then you need to go through and actually solve it correctly. I'll give you a big hint on this type of problem. It's actually normally easier if you solve it yourself first before you look at what the student did so that you don't get distracted. So my recommendation, take this right here up top. Actually, you can't see that on the video. Take this, rewrite it, solve it, and then see where their work looks different. That will be your big clue as to what they did wrong. Okay? I want you guys to go and do all the other 3 We've got 20 minutes left in 30 minutes left in class. Let's try to get this done in the next 12 minutes. Give you 4 minutes for each of them. Asher?
You did a bunch of
Come on, Asher.
I did. Okay, guys. On this one, who was able to find the mistake? Raise your hand if you figured out the mistake. Kyle, I trust you. What do you think it was?
He did not. Why did he add 2x and 8x? He
Yes,
was supposed to distribute.
Yeah.
Good. Why?
Because that's the first step. No, Gemma.
Gemma, that whole review we just did. He should be multiplying before he adds. So this should have been his first step. So I'm going to rewrite it over here just so we can follow the whole process. 8 plus 2x times 5 minus 10 equals 110. So our first step is we need to distribute. So I'm rewriting, I have it. 2x times 5 gives me 10x. They're both positive. 2x times 10 gives me 20x. Positive negative means that's negative. They hate each other. Equals 110. I now do my combination. I've got 10x minus 20x. So that becomes, and 8x. So 8x plus 10x gives me 18x. Minus 20x becomes
2x.
negative 2x. Equals 110. And this is, again, why we went to Gemma. Remember, add, subtract goes left to right. Now we're to our solving point. The opposite of multiplying by negative 2 is dividing by negative 2. These go away. X equals a negative 55 should have been your answer.
His answer was even wrong. It should have been negative 2.2.
Should have been negative 2. Because even at this point, it should have been a negative.
I got it wrong.
Questions on that one? Guys, if you don't have questions, you should be talking right now. You had your time to talk. Our next one, Marty shipped 2 packages to his sons that each included a pair of shoes and 4 new sweaters. Each pair of shoes weighed 1.5 pounds and each sweater weighed X pounds. If the total weight of both packages was 7 pounds, mark each statement as true or false. So there's our first part. We have to mark them. And then correct any false statements. We have 2 things we need to do. So the situation can be represented by the equation 2 times quantity 1.5 x plus 4 equals 7. Is that true or false?
Oh,
Who said false?
true.
Raise your hand if you think this is false.
I didn't do it.
To be honest, I didn't do it, but I can already tell it's false.
How can you already tell that?
Because I'm
Hold on, actually, before you do that, how many of you voted that it's true? Okay, that's 4 hands out of a class of 20. This is not good.
yeah,
Let's try this
it
again.
looks false. Because I read
Hold on. How many of you think that this is true? Raise your hand.
Me.
Okay, now we're up to 4.
Oh, no, wait.
Jack, your hand up or not?
Wait,
Oh, wait, no, my hand's full. Don't
Yes.
count. Don't count.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't think it's.
Don't count.
Okay, how many think that part A is false? Raise your hand. Okay, I'll go back to Kylo again. Why?
It's a. No, it's false because first there is no. The x is next to the wrong thing. The x is supposed to be next to 4x because part 5 is the weight of the shoes. X is supposed to be the weight of the sweaters.
Good. So you had to understand what we were talking about. We're talking about the weights, right? So they gave us the weight of the shoe was 1.5. They don't know the weight of the sweaters. That's what we're trying to solve for. So the X was in the wrong place. So this was false. So we can now rewrite this properly because we're supposed to also correct it. So we should have said 2 times 1 and 5/10 plus 4x equals 7. So that would have been my correction for how to do it properly. And now we're ready to begin the solving process. So we're going to start by distributing. 2 times 1.5 is going to give me 3. 2 times 4 gives me 8. Positive times positive means it's positive. Equals 7. The opposite of adding 3 is subtracting 3. So these are going to go away. 8x equals 4. The opposite of multiplying by 8 is dividing by 8. These go away. X equals 4/8, which I can simplify to 1/2. So whether you did 1/2 or 0.5, either one would be acceptable in this situation. So the weight of each sweater is 5/10 of a pound. Is that correct?
Yes.
That is true. Questions on that one? Okay.
Wait.
3 friends each ordered 2 slices of pizza and a drink at the mall. If drinks cost 75 cents and the total of the orders was $11.25, how much does one slice of pizza cost? There's our question. So this time they didn't give us a variable. So anytime you're doing this type of problem, the first thing you must do is identify fully your variable.
P equals pizza.
So P equals, what about pizza?
Slices of pizza.
Cost of pizza. Cost
Oh,
of
cost of pizza. Cost of pizza.
Again, as specific as possible.
Alright.
So P equals the cost
What slice of pizza?
of a slice of pizza. And actually, I would go one step further and say in dollars. It's always good to put units if at all possible. So once you fully understand what your variable stands for, it should make it much easier for you to now write your equation based on the problem. So what are we doing in this? How would I set this up?
You would use
3
distributive property, first of all.
parentheses,
Distributive property,
parentheses,
3 parentheses,
2P
plus
0.75.
75
5
parentheses equals
11
so each one is getting 2 pizzas and a drink. There's 3 of the friends. So there's the 2 pizzas and the drink. There's the 3 friends that are associated. Remember that grouping symbol is just saying everybody's getting everything inside of here. So now first up we're going to go ahead and distribute. 3 times 2 gives me 6p. 3 times 75 hundredths is going to give me 2 1/4 equals, and that was technically dollars, 11.25. Now we're ready to start solving. The opposite of adding 225 is subtracting 225. So these cross out. I have 6p. Subtract this, that becomes $9. The opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6. These go away. So 9 divided by 6, that's going to go 9 divided by 6, 1. Minus 6 gives me 3, so that's going to go 30. So 1 5/10. So P equals $1.50. So each slice of pizza costs $1.50. Because we always answer our word problems in a full sentence, yes?
yeah.
I will admit, having just looking at a couple of the tests, you guys are doing a much better job of answering in full sentences. Thank you. Any questions on anything we've covered today?
No.
Okay, homework tonight is another self-correcting one. You got 9 problems is all you've got to do. But each column, when you add them up, if you don't get the same number, it means you made a mistake somewhere along the way. It's a chance for you to correct yourself. Good luck, guys.